Hi everybody, it's Doreen, and I'm back today with a card that I made for my husband's grandnephew who is going to be turning 1 year old for the month of July. And this is an easel card, and I got this idea from another YouTuber, Margaret, whose YouTube channel is MargaretsCrafts. And this card is not a simple card to make. There's a lot of details and a lot of cutting and measuring that you have to do. So rather than me going ahead and making the card and having you watch me make the card, I'm going to link in the description bar and in the video Margaret's video on how to make this card. She gives you all the measurements and shows you how to put the card together. And I'll also include the written instructions that she got from someone else showing you how to make the card. So this is the front of the card, and what I'll do is I'll go through and explain everything that I use to make my card. Now, the first thing is the card itself is made with some coordination cardstock. And then I went ahead and I took my Labels 4 Spellbinder dies, and I used this size and this size to go ahead to make the front part of my card. And then what I did was I took my Gypsy and I cut out the balloons, and the balloons are from the Birthday Bash cartridge, and the cartridge handbook looks like this, and the balloons themselves are on page 54, and it's this one right here. And actually what I did was I cut this out and I cut everything in white so that I wouldn't have to piece in the different colors, and I did all the layers, layer 1 and layer 2 in white. And then I took my distress inks and went ahead and colored in the balloons the colors that I wanted. So I used my tea dye, my fire brick red, my peeled paint, my mustard seed, and the faded jean. And then I also went ahead and took my Specca pens and colored in one of the balloons. I then went ahead and stamped out the happy birthday in faded jean. And let me zoom in so you can see that. And then I also went ahead and stamped out his name, which is Brody. And these stamps I got from the dollar bin at Michael's. And they're individual stamps, so what I had to do was use my Stamp-A-Ma-Jig to kind of put the letters together. So now on the other side I have popped up is a set of presents or gifts, and they are also from the Birthday Bash cartridge, and that is on page 43. And I did the same thing. I cut everything out in white cardstock. So I cut this one, and then layer 1 and layer 2. And then I went ahead, once again, sorry if I'm making you dizzy, and I went and colored in each one of them using my Tim Holtz Distress ink. And this one right here, I used the Gable Green Stampin' Up ink. So that's what the front of the card looks like. So now I'm going to go ahead and show you what the inside of the easel card looks like. So I'm going to remove this, and then I'm going to go ahead and we're going to stand the card up so it looks like this. So now for the cake, I used some paper by DCWV, and it came from the Stack 7. And then I took and I put some blue rickrack along the side of the cake to make the cake look like it was 2 layers. For the frosting decoration, I used this Snow Rider, and I just made little beads of dots to decorate the cake at the top and at the bottom. And I'm going to tip this up so you can see the top part. And then I put some around where I'm going to have the candle. And the candle is inside this box, and we'll go over that. And I put an eyelet there just so it wouldn't rip the paper when she's putting in the candle for Brody. So now let's go over the box beside the cake. Inside this little box, I have put some ribbon around it, and inside there is a candle, or a holder for you to put a candle. And since he's going to be turning 1, I have a candle in there with the number 1 on it. So I'm going to go ahead and push this back, and I'm going to take out the candle. And so this is the candle, and then the candle just sits down inside. And then we'll just close this little box back up. And to make the box, Margaret does give you the instructions on how to make the little box, and the written instructions also give you the measurements as well. And I went ahead and used my labels for die, again, the smallest size, to make a little window, plastic window here. And this paper that the inside of the card is made out of is a paper from, I got it Joann's from it's by DCWV. It didn't have the name on the back of the sheet. So now it will sit like this. This was a lot of fun to make, but as I said before, there is a lot of detailed instructions on the instructions that I'll put the link to. And Margaret does give you the exact measurements on how to cut everything. It just takes some time. This is not a quick and simple card. But don't let that deter you from trying to make the card, because I really think it is a cute card. And I think the next one I'm going to make it a 2-tier cake for the next wedding that I have to go to. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye.